1 billion guys. One of those guys is the one. Let's take a woman who meets 3 guys a day, every day for the next 50 years, which we already know is a ludicrously high number of guys because most women don't meet 3 guys a day, but let's say they do. Over 50 years, that's around 55,000 guys that she meets. Well, 55,000 guys as a percentage of 1 billion is 0.005% chance that she'll meet the one. Now think about that. That's meeting 3 guys a day for 50 years.
Statistically, and what this guy's saying, the idea of the one is like crazy. Does it exist? So if it doesn't, if you agree with this guy, then how do you go about finding a relationship, or how do you go about finding whatever it is you're looking for?
Like, what happened to like going on a date? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't see people just like casually go on a date, and I feel like society nowadays is like, bro, did you see that person with that one person? It's like, are they hooking up? You know, and it's like, no, actually, we went to the movies and we got to know each other and found out, you know, we're probably not, you know, compatible with each other, but we're still going to be friends.
If we focus on becoming the right person, we're in the right places at the right times, then we put ourselves in a great position to find a right person for us to be in a relationship with, and for us to be able to get married.
Because I think a lot of people are asking the question too, like, well, so let's say I do find the one, how do I know that? Like, how was that evident for you, kind of like, or how did you come to realize?
I don't want to be that guy, but I mean, I kind of knew, and I know that's really weird to say because that's, you know, kind of like a fairy tale. I don't know, it's weird. But I mean, just the way that she clicked with me and the way that she cared about me, I mean, like nobody else I've ever, you know, came in contact with, you know, she made me a better man. And I think that's when I knew, like, when she was challenging me and was like, you need to, you know, step up your game in this. Like, you know, when I would fall short and she would step in and, you know, not like she's pointing her finger at me like, do, but she was, you know, helping me and challenging me in certain areas to make me a better man.
We have a question. Is Noah single? I'll let you answer that. I know the answer to this, but I will let you speak to that, Noah, however you would like to.
I don't think that's a serious question, but I'm not.
All right, he's not single, okay. Anyone have any frustrations with trying to find the one that you would like to talk about? Like, you know, man, this is crazy. Oh man, everybody's grabbing mics. Wish y'all could see this. Like, everybody's grabbing mics. This is crazy.
He said if you're like figuring out and you want to find the person that you want to be with for the rest of your life, and you're trying to find somebody to date, write down a list of qualities in a person and start living those out. And you'll kind of find the person that you kind of want to be like, or you want to be with. So I think that helps. But when it comes down to it, I think it really, like Michael was saying, it comes down to, are you making me a better person? Are you challenging me? Am I making you better? How's this going here?
I think another frustration for me is that, like, I know that time's coming, but I don't want to sit here and wait for it. And I have a journal that I write in, and like I pray for my future husband and stuff. And so I know God's going to show me that person eventually, but I mean, I'll pass a guy, not going to lie about it. And I'm like, what if that's the person? That is the person I've been praying about for the past year. Like, it's frustrating to know that person's out there, but to not know who it is, or maybe I do, and it's just not been shown to me. So, I mean.
Here's another good question. One of you guys can answer this. What are some practical and helpful hints on breaking off a relationship if it isn't working?
Like for me, I would be just straight up with that person because I can't really beat around the bush. But I have to tell them like it is and just kind of get it over with more than anything. It's probably one of the hardest conversations you're going to have with somebody. But then again, like, you have to sit there and show them that you do care about them and you do, you know, you love them, just not like that. And there is somebody out there for them.
So let's just say that you are in a relationship with somebody, you feel like it's a committed relationship, you're going somewhere, Should my partner and I move in together if we are in a committed relationship, like engaged or dating for a substantial time, whatever that means to you? Should we move in together?
You just look at practically at some of these things, the numbers of the stats out there would support that it typically doesn't help a relationship in terms of its longevity anyway for that to be the case. And so whether you're thinking biblically or practically or wherever else, there's a lot to consider there. Strangely enough, it's a lot more simplistic to say I do to someone and commit your life to one person than it is to try to figure out, you know, how committed are we, and what is mine and what is yours, and, you know, is this for this year or for, you know, 5 years, or how complex it gets really the further we get away from God's design and his parameters that were really set up in a very simplistic way. It just so happens that in that simplicity, there's also some difficulty, right? That none of that is easy for us to be with one person for our whole lifetime.
Another person from online is saying, in living together, your relationship hasn't matured to that level until you are married. Selfishness will run rampant, and one doesn't truly gain respect or love, etc.